Hey, so I want to make a video today. It involves the last adventure of my mid-length gas system here, my 13.9, and there's a little bit of stuff to go into. So, when I originally got my Mistake Firearms rifle, I wasn't too keen on the quad rail. I decided to get an AT3 Pro quad rail, change it out, much lighter, much better, just all around better. Um, and so I took off that handguard and put on the new one. And during the process, misaligned the gas block and the gas tube. Took a range, how it goes. Basically became a bolt action. You just had to charge the charging handle each time to get it to fire. So I got some equipment. I ordered a digital fiber optic camera, which you can hook up to your laptop, and ran it through the barrel, line up the bore with the gas port, and put it together, and good to go. Again, I want to preface this with this is my first mid-length gas system rifle. I've always had carbine length gas systems, and the previous videos I'm not really impressed, right? But to be more fair, um, it's just a different kind of beast. Now, I had to learn a lot of trial and error in the meantime. So what I found out was on mid-length and rifle length gas systems, if you're using like training ammo, like say kind of crappy 223 or Wolf or Tula or whatever, it basically won't fire. The the power quantity or quality actually is not enough to get the, I think it's like 30 something thousand psi pressure to go back and reciprocate the bolt carrier group. So short stroking essentially. Um, so I did try some other stuff. I think I had some Federal, basically American Eagle 223 brass, and it kind of was a little hesitant on a couple rounds, but then after that it started firing it fairly well and no problem. This has been a journey, and not really, I guess, a good one, but definitely a learning one. So I did a bunch of more research, found to forums, talked to people, and what turns out is on mid-length gas systems, they're basically designed in the I don't say mil spec, it's not quite right, the military aspect of firing full power 5.56 cartridges through the mid-length and rifle length. Now the carbine length will essentially fire just damn near anything, but that's because the overpressure of gas is a shorter distance, so more of that gas is getting back in a shorter time, which slightly more wear and tear on your parts, but also more reliability, and it can just power through different kinds of ammo, steel, brass, whatever, and that's what I've always had, so I'm used to that. Getting this has educated me that um, this could run fine, and the people I talk to have said that basically once you run like several hundred, 500,000 rounds of 5.56, it'll run better. And the reason being, the carbon that's not so much going in the barrel but going in the gas tube is sealing up any holes that are in the gas block and line. Most of the gas block, it may not be a perfect seal. Also, this barrel isn't dimpled, and I don't know how to do that, and I don't want to screw up the barrel and drill like all the way through it or something crazy. Um, so basically, it's just going to be a learning experience. Now, once I did get some brass 223 going through, I went to the Ranger today, and it did great. Actually, let me show you how I have some targets here. So, for sure, it's accurate. It's it's a Ballistic Advantage Hansen barrel, which is a government profile, just meaning it's a little thicker in the front and like almost like a pencil in the back. And so they're with match grade ammo, they're guaranteed for sub MOA accuracy. But that's not. This is my general purpose rifle, but it's not meant for my full size scope to be on or anything like that. I'm going to run a Cyclops optic with a 3S magnifier, more likely. Anyways, So this here is what I was getting. Now this is a 5 yards. These were like the first few rounds I fired. I'm like, oh, okay, great. It's more consistent now. That's cool. And then here I'm trying to get my holdovers. And for the height I have on my optic right now, it's about 2.5 inches holdover. So as you can tell, tight group. Now this is only 3 and 5 yards, so definitely a short distance. Once I more or less got it running, I did have to. I brought steel case ammo on purpose to go through it to kind of get rid of it. I did have to charge it, but there's a few times where the gas pressure was enough to chamber the next round. So basically, the long answer to this is it runs. It will run fine in time with the right ammo. So I've looked into, I think, PMC X-Tech, which is 5.56. It's actually surprisingly accurate. I've seen some videos within 2 MOA, 2.5 tops, which is pretty good for 50 yards and 100 yards. So I'm going to be investing into that. As far as my target here, I put my Instagram, but I'm here somewhere accurate. So I had originally sighted this in for 50 yards. With a different target I have over there, and it's kind of getting at the end of the day. I was running on time. I was getting frustrated with messing with it, and I more or less got zeroed. But the second time I went out, I decided to go ahead and actually make sure it was zeroed. So these are my 5-shot group here, and as you can tell, I only just missed it just to the left. Just slight adjustment to the right. I was dead on. 4 shots. After that, so I'm at 50 yards away. I'm in a prone position, and I'm just using like the foam action block as a support. And I'm just going 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, 4, like that. And it did wonderful. It did really good. Now the other ones here are 16-inch. I got a new Magpul bipod and did a video on that. And as you can tell, my groups were off by a couple inches to the right. So just, a little quick adjustment. Things get knocked around, move back and forth, in and out of vehicles, in closets and whatnot. So, once in a while, maybe every couple of months, check your zero, right? And then, once I did that, it did fine. I got 9 right in the dead center, 10 in center, well, off center, but still in the, what's this, like 2-3 MOA circle. This I pulled. I knew that was me messing up, but so overall accuracy wise, 50 yards, it did well. It did very well. So I'm impressed as far as that goes. But my biggest gripe is just this whole mid-length gas system stuff. And if I had to do it again, I would get it with a carbine length gas system. I don't like the idea of breaking it in with like 500 to 1,000 rounds just to get it to run on cheap ammo. I can run 5.56 brass and I'm going to, but at the same time, it's 30 to 40% cheaper to run just Wolf or Tooler or Silver Bear or whatever through it, just to get the reps in, just to get the muscle building technique and all that kind of shit in. So that's irritating to me, a little bit irritating. So I'd rate this, like 3.5 to 4 out of 5. But it's not a total loss. It's just a learning curve. So I think it'll be fine. It's just having to go through this whole system. Though I will tell you, having a fiber optic camera, which I think I bought for $40 on Amazon. It's got an option to hook up to your phone or your laptop. Don't hook up to the phone. It's a pain in the ass. It's almost impossible to get going. Just plug it in your computer, pops right up, and it'll go. Zoom it through the barrel. It's got it's got LEDs on it. It fits right down to a 5.56 barrel. Freaking awesome. I wish I'd bought that a long time ago. It would have helped so much. All said and done, I'm sure it'll be a fine rifle once I get it broken in and everything. It just sucks I have to go through so much money and so many rounds in order to, break it in. So, it's a little disappointing. But overall, I think it'll turn out fine. I've been waiting on a few days to kind of talk about this until I got everything basically lined up. A couple things I have put on this in the meantime. Let me rotate this here. So, I did get a BCM steady grip, but it's just, the cheap one for $20 or 25 bucks or whatever. This sucks putting on. There's a little bolt, there's a bracket that is the claws that hooks onto the actual rail, and a little square nut. Many of those come loose, you're chasing them, and they're slick, and you just kind of get it on. I had to use a Allen wrench to kind of shove it in and pry it in order to slide it on up here just to screw it down tight. So that sucked. For I think 10 or 15 bucks more, get the BCM grip. It's got the compartment that you can seal, and it's got, because I had one before, it's got a screws on the side that goes on pick row if you have a pick row, if you're using it for that. Much easier to put on. So spend the extra 10 to 15 bucks. Now that it's on, I'm never taking this gun off ever because it was that much of a pain in the ass. Cool thing I got for my Streamlight, I got a cap. And just like that. This was like $7 on Amazon, so pretty cool. You don't have to worry about discharges or anything like that. Of course, that's a training issue to go with it, but like during the day, you're not gonna need a flashlight if you're outside. So it just caps right on, just like a scope cap would, and super handy. I'm probably gonna paint this eventually. I'm also gonna get an SOK Magpul stock for this instead of the old M4 style. And what else? Got the grip, got the scope cap cover. Gonna put on the new stock, and I think that'll essentially be it until I eventually get a suppressor for this. But yeah, so for the most part, this thing is done. So all I need to do now is just get that round count down and get it, if you going, reliable and everything, and see where I go from there. So I'll post on a Grand Thumb about general purpose rifles, and I think Barrel Hatchet really came up with this concept of general purpose rifle, jack of all trades. And I see a lot of people running the LPVOs on them. And again, I keep harping on this, but it just drives me nuts. Again, it's your choice at the end of the day, so good for you. But it makes a lot more sense to run like a 1X or red dot with a magnifier. It's more compact, it's a lot more mobile. I can, it says quick detach, so I can just pop this off and throw it in the dump pouch. Just run this and then put that back on as needed, instead of taking your whole thing off. And then if you're in an awkward shooting position, say you have the offset red dot, right, kind of like this. Well, if you're like this, you're at an angle, then you're all super jacked up. So I don't care for that concept. But again, this is just me, guys, so do what you want. I love the Cyclops. I have a Ames core on my old 11.5 upper, is what I had it on, and it's great. I have this is the 3S magnifier with the Pegasus, so it's got the little rangefinder built in, and I'm probably going to take this off of here and put it on that when I SBR it eventually. And then that'll be dedicated to that. And I'll probably just get another 3X for here without any rangefinding capability, because it already has it in the Cyclops. So that's the goal of that. But I mean, it's coming together. It looks pretty good. Just a couple things it really needs. Basically, once I get this... I'm also going to get a kill flash for the Cyclops. It's got a little honeycomb grid, so it produces glare and that kind of thing. This is going to be a longer video. Sorry, guys. It's just been bugging me like batshit crazy for like a week, if not longer, like the last 3 weeks. And basically, at this point, I've pretty much got it figured out. And so the last things to take away are, if you get a mid-length gas system, if you're lucky, maybe it'll run it. Seems like they run it at least half the time, if not more. You don't have to worry about that. But if you do get a mid-length gas system, and it's not running your, in particularly your steel case, it's that you have to have ammo that has more pressure and a better, higher quality gunpowder to run through the system to seal up any micro leaks it has in the gas block. And it should run that no problem. And from my experience, it did once I was using better quality brass. And so it's just a training issue, guys. You'll get through it. I think that's it. This has been kind of a bit of a rant and everything. I apologize for that. And also just happened to realize this is like almost a Block 2 thing, but that wasn't my intention or purpose. I just really like quad grills, especially this one. So that was cool. Anyways, that's it, guys. And have a good week. That's it. Bye.